there's something you need to be honest with yourself about, okay? And it may require you to be sort of like more honest with somebody around you. Like, it's giving this energy of like, you know, like, I don't know, accepting a job because you thought that's what you wanted, or like a friend recommended it to you, right? And you want to seem grateful, like you don't want to seem ungrateful, so you feel like you have to stay in this job, and it doesn't have to be that, because they helped you out, and you don't want to be seen as, again, um, you don't want to be seen in a negative light for turning down something that somebody put in a lot of effort to do for you or whatever. And this could also have to do with like, I don't know, maybe had given someone a chance or whatever romantically, and like made a bunch of promises to them and stuff like that, and you were kind of like settling in regards to your like physical attraction to them or something like that, but you felt like you had to stick with it because they were nice or whatever. But it's giving almost like you know, if you see their picture, you kind of have to like hold it far away from you and like squint a little bit, like you know what I mean? It's something like that to where it's almost like you're trying to convince yourself that you desire something, because just because someone I, I don't know, just because something is like wants you and is willing to like treat you the best doesn't mean you have to automatically just like accept them. Like, so that's kind of what it's giving, is maybe maybe there's like and if it's like a job thing, maybe it's something to where there's like a bunch of people around you who sort of like are struggling to get, I don't know, like a corporate 9 to 5, okay? And then say you were just like applying for jobs, but that's not actually your dream job, but you know that like, oh, if I get this, I should be grateful because people are struggling at this time, right? And then so say you actually get that position, but then you're like, I don't actually want this, but like what kind of person would I be for me to turn down something that people literally would like? You know what I mean? It's given that like you don't, I keep getting like you don't want to be ungrateful, or you don't want to go back on your promise or something, but you were like making that promise from like a, I don't want to say like a desperate place, or like a place from feeling like you only had one option or like one choice or one direction to go in. And I think that like it's gotten to the point where like there may not be technically anything wrong, but you could have an intuitive deep feeling that you were like settling in some way. Like, it's giving, again, this could be something to where like you're in a relationship, and maybe you've been in that relationship for a really long time, and technically that person does nothing wrong. Maybe this is very specific, but like maybe technically that person does nothing wrong. Maybe they treat you very well, but it's just like, you're just like not happy being with them. Like, there's some aspect of it that just is off, but you would feel bad for breaking up with them without reason, because you don't want to like look like a bad person. Like, you can't worry about that. I would say that it's like worse for you to continue in a direction, or like making long-term promises to somebody that you aren't entirely sure about, or that you would be settling with. And that's not, it doesn't make you a mean or a malicious or terrible person for like turning down something that is technically great for somebody else, but it's just not for you, right? Okay. And maybe you've never been the type of person to where you even have the option to like turn down something that's perfectly viable. Like, you could have even adopted this mindset, or it was like projected onto you that like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like the first good thing that approaches you, you have to like jump on that and like don't let it go. Okay? And there's also this sense of you feeling like, oh, well, nothing is perfect, or like maybe I'm meant to like learn a lesson by uh, you know, I keep hearing like settling in this way, or like maybe there's something I'm meant to learn by giving this a chance. But I'm getting that it's just going to feel, you're going to just not feel, it just like isn't going to feel right, and it's your life. And you know you can sort of like say goodbye in the nicest way possible or whatever, and people will, they're going to react how they're going to react. You can't really worry about that, but you have to know that if your intentions are pure and stuff like that. So this could even be because I don't know, I know some people can get emotionally attached to their jobs, or like especially if it's like a family job or something like that, and you feel like you would hurt people's feelings from leaving. It's, yeah, especially if it's like a situation where you have been treated right, but you're still uncertain if that's actually what you want. But it's giving like you don't want to live a lie. That's how resentment starts to build. And also, it doesn't even have to be a matter of like wanting to walk away from a situation completely. It could just be that like at some point in time, maybe there was I don't know. It's like maybe there was a moment where there was a situation where you were like certain that like you're like, "Oh, I want to marry this person and have kids with them." And then it gets to the point where you're like, "Well, maybe I want to actually like explore my options a little first before I commit so heavily." And I think that it's way better, obviously, to be upfront about that and to not keep making like long term promises as opposed to like, you know, just like lying to them about the fact that you are still certain. And you may feel bad or like, oh, it's going to make me look bad. But again, it's better for you to be honest. It's better for you to like be upfront with it so that person can like prepare themselves or like that job can prepare themselves or something like that than for you to kind of like I don't know. It's something about like it's a different form of people pleasing where you care too much what the people like everybody will think about your decisions. But I think that you are having this inclination to explore more because there is going to be something like that is even more in alignment. So, you could have attracted certain things. It doesn't just have to be romantically or whatever, or like that you thought was exactly what you wanted or it was like close enough, but I'm getting that there's going to be something that's even an even better fit, that's going to be even more in alignment and even more perfect, um that will make you even happier, um right? And maybe you didn't expect that at the time, right? So it's just sort of like this is sort of like a whole different ball game of issues that, you know what I mean, but like the energy is giving that you have your pick of the litter at this time, right? Uh, I don't know what I'm hearing. So, say you were like applying to colleges or something like that. So if you're younger, um, and your parents have like they're like legacies from, some universities, right? And then, maybe those schools that they went to were considered like hard to get in, or like that was like your dream your whole life to end up going to one of them. But you also applied to another university that is kind of like, I don't know, like more in alignment with you, but you already got accepted to those colleges that your parents want you to go to or something like that. And then, you're feeling this heaviness in regards to telling them, like, hey, I know that this is like our dream for a long time, but I just deeply, deeply feel profoundly that like I would be happier going in this other direction. And I'm sorry, but like I have to be true to myself. Like that's kind of the energy. And it doesn't have to just be like a college thing, it could be a lot of different things to where something that you thought was your dream is kind of like, hold on. It's giving like the universe and like spirit manifested the thing that you thought was your dream. uh and then but they're going to say like, okay, so now you got to experience a little bit of this thing, which is like exactly what you thought that you wanted, and it could still be a viable option, right? And then now here we're going to show you our choice for you, you know what I mean? So I'm getting that you are about to be like pulled towards or approached with like the thing that is the universe's or spirit's like choice for you. And I'm getting that like both or like all the options are technically good. They're not like tricks, they're not deceptions. And you have to kind of be able to tell uh when something is like misleading you or selling you a dream. But you know it's possible for multiple things to not be too good to be true, like multiple things to be technically perfect, and it comes up to a matter of like what will actually make you the happiest. And if you're getting that like little slight nudge of, that pops up where you're like, I'm not sure if this is actually what I want, even though it's perfect on paper and like may actually, there's nothing wrong with it, right? But you have to like trust that like nudge within you that there is something missing.